Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be a new mod map tour of 3 Maria's Farm. This is by Agro Capira. It is 171.57 megabytes to download for all platforms. It's been a while, I feel like, since I've done a map tour, just because there hasn't been a map that's come out, I think, in like a week or two. Well, I guess there has been a couple, but they've been ones I've already done like early access looks. But anyhow, I digress. Let's go ahead and read the description and get into this. It says, the 3 Maria's Farm is inspired by the Brazilian countryside. In the new farmer mode, you have a small property with 3 different fields to cultivate and a small pasture to raise cows. The farm has a house, silo, sheds, vehicles, and implements to start your journey. The map contains 45 plots of land available for purchase, 24 of which have missions. Points of sale and shops are scattered around the map. If you need water, there is a river and lakes on the map. There's a small quarry on the map. 2 forest areas have a reduced price. Added a second maize crop. Long grain rice harvested in February will regrow. Well, that's kind of cool. Collectibles are scattered around the map. There are 5 other farms ready to play in multiplayer mode. And on the mod hub, it doesn't list any required mods, but when you go to install it and add it in, there are 4 required mods. So you have to get those installed as well. But here we are. If we go in the map, looks pretty cool in here. Now, I said there's a second type of maize, which would be corn. I don't see it. Maybe there's a second, like, go in here. Long grain rice, it said if you harvest in February, it'll regrow. So if you harvest there, not March probably, it'll regrow then, theoretically. Corn, yeah, okay, that's what I meant by second type of corn. So you can plant corn there and harvest it in August, or you can plant it here in September, October, and harvest it in March, April. This is completely different, and here, as you can see with the months and stuff, because it's on, it's in the southern hemisphere, which is kind of cool. So they made it more realistic to that area, which is awesome. But yeah, quite a cool little setup there. Anyhow, yeah, we have our starting farm over here. So land we own. We have this. Well, actually, oh, that's a big chunk there. Okay, so we own all 3 of those fields. Those are our fields there. Looks like we have actually some long grain rice out there. Yep, long grain rice out there. Is that ready to harvest? Yeah, ready to harvest is some long grain rice, and then over there we have. Is that a grass field? Yep, and then we have a grass field ready to harvest. So there we go. There are NPCs in the map. Looks like we have Walter hanging out with us. We got, who do we got down there? Noah down there. There's also some vineyards over here, which I think that maybe those are just, oh, those are for the forestry plots. Never mind, not vineyards. They kind of look like vineyards, to be fair. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, I don't anticipate it taking us too long to take a look at everything. We do start with a cow barn. We have 30 cows. We do need to get them fed and rock and rolling as soon as possible if we want them to do well. There are contracts available. Available on the map is a cement factory, a sawmill, a spinnery, a sugar mill, and we have none that are owned. And I'm curious if there's a BGA somewhere. Yes, that looks like that's going to be BGA. How much is that to buy? We'll just buy that because that should give us, yep, if you buy that, we now own the BGA. Very basic BGA there. Starting off a new farm mode, we have an AGCO 1100 weight. We also have a Great Plains seeder. We have an international pickup truck, John Deere 3650 tractor, John Deere 663R or 663R front loader attachment. We have a KUHN windrower. We have a Kenoshi Crossmax little power harrow deal there. Massey Ferguson harvester header. And then we also have ourselves a loading wagon, a little bale or big bag lifter, excuse me, not bale lifter, a Rudolph trailer, a Samaz mower, and that is everything. So we have some of the basic stuff here to get us going and doing what we need to do. If you buy a tedder, you'll be able to do hay as well. So you got most of what you need to kind of start off, I think. So there's that. Got ourselves our little doggo over here hanging out. How we doing, buddy? Doing good? Good boy. All right. Anyhow, Walter's chilling. Walter's watching the dog. That's good work. Sleep trigger, wardrobe trigger. And then this is just kind of a dead end over here, actually. I'm assuming our truck is, yep, truck's in there. We'll get in the truck to drive around soon. We have ourselves our grain silo here. Little pull-through shelter there like that. I think this is one of the required mods, this facility here. Over here we have our cows. There we go. We can put up to 135 in there, and that's the farmyard. I mean, if we go in build mode here, that's the. Oh, I didn't go up there. Missed half of it. I'm like, that's it. I missed half of it. Sorry, guys. Let's run this way. Up here we do have a shed with some of our equipment. Got our weight out there. Windrower off to the side. Got some of our other stuff hanging out over here under this little shelter. And our harvester is out by the long grain rice field that's ready to harvest, so we'll pass that on the way. Well, actually, there it is right here. So you can see this is the field setup out here. These are both flooded fields, or floodable fields, I should say. And we are going to go ahead and hop in our truck and hopefully get rocking. I went the wrong way again. I'm very directionally challenged this morning. I haven't had any coffee yet, so maybe I should take a sip of my coffee. That does feel better. Feels more right, you know. Actually, where am I going here? I don't know which way I want to go. You can go out either way. I believe there's kind of a path across there. We're gonna head out this way since we're already kind of here. Yeah, we're actually gonna go left, head up, loop up this way, loop down through here, and end it out at the BGA, and we'll fly over everything else on the way as part of like a little flyover. There's a lot of area you can pretty much, I think, build or buy all the land. So there's a lot of area to kind of work with and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And we have a gate, of course. Ooh, that went the way I didn't think it was gonna go. Come on, little truck, you can start up, little buddy. Yeah, so we'll do a quick little drive around here. We'll end out with a flyover, and we'll hit everything we missed on the flyover. But yeah, pretty cool map. Got a nice little body of water over here, kind of a swampish lake type thing. That's how I would describe that, maybe. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that's how I described it. But yeah, it's pretty cool having our Brazil map out there. Yeah, Brazilian maps, honestly, they're usually pretty well done, pretty cool. They're a little bit different than like what I'm used to in terms of like a farming environment. And that's why I'd love to go to Brazil someday to see some of their farming and stuff like that. I just think that'd be so cool. But yeah, really cool. Anyhow, I digress. We have a bunch of empty land here on the left-hand side, though it is pretty hillier than I thought it would be. On the far right side across the water there, we do have, is that near cement factory? Yeah, cement factory is out over there. This kind of, it's turned into kind of a river over at this end. And now we're looping back up, heading back up around this way up to the top of the map. There we go. Head up through here. Keep going straight and down this way. You got a nice view over the whole landscape out here. It's quite a wide open space. The fences, I think, would bother a lot of people. They bother me. I think those would be a challenge to work around. I'm not sure if you can delete them or not. You might be able to just fine. Let me know down in the comments if you tested that. There's a nice little lake there to go fishing, doing some boating or something on. Here we kind of come up on the main road. So there is some obviously AI traffic rocking and rolling around here. We'll head up this way. Try not to get any incidents with the AI traffic as we normally do on map tours, I feel like. Get our sip of coffee there. Here we have our animal dealer. So we've got Katie hanging out here. I can't click on Katie, but there she is. We also have liquid manure buy point. We have the animal dealer sell point and manure buy point there. And it doesn't mark where the animal dealer itself is. But it looks like it's right here. Yeah. Yeah, that's the correct one. Yep, all right, it's right there. Let's get back in our truck. All right, so that's good. I don't know why I've noticed that on a lot of maps they haven't been, I don't know if it's something the modders are doing that they need to do to get that marked or what the case is, but a lot of times the actual animal dealer point's not marked, which I mean, it's not that important as long as it's near the animal dealer sell point if they have one of those on the map, but it'll be kind of nice to have mark all the different points. But anyhow, we're heading down to the kind of the main town area just down here, and then we'll head down to the BGA, which is at the very bottom, and that's where we'll do our flyover. So again, pretty straightforward map tour, nothing too crazy on here, to be honest. Just a nice little quaint Brazilian map is how I would describe it, I think. Left-hand side, we obviously have our sugar mill right over there. Right-hand side, we have, oh, I think that's David. Is that David hiding in the back? Oh, it's Ben, thank God. David's not even hiding, he's right on the street. It's not good. What is this point here? I got to get really close to be able to actually maybe click on it. Oh, come on. I'm going to assume, let's go to, this is another way to kind of work a way around this. I'm assuming, no, those are both too far from me. I'm assuming it's that one. If we tag that place. Yep, right there. That's the cooperative. But is there two cooperatives? Because there's that one. Oh, no, these update. They had to update. They weren't updated. The distances weren't updated yet. That makes sense. Okay, so you have the cooperative over there. We also have Ben hanging out in the back, which is great. Ben's guarding the cooperative, keeping an eye out for David being around. That's good stuff. Gas station here on the left-hand side. Right-hand side, looks like we have ourselves... Sorry, right-hand side, we have multi-station. So I'm assuming they're going to sell more than lime there. And obviously, the gas station there. We also have the warehouse point, and then what do we have there? Farmer's market. We got the spinnery, and then... Ugh, David. But yeah, there's the warehouse. There's the farmer's market there. There's David. in his little hut, just watching all the cars go by like a creeper. Good job, David. We have the spinnery right over there as well, and we'll drive down to the PGA and do a flyover to wrap it up. So nothing too crazy. Off to the left-hand side there, you can see kind of a little plot of land. It's got a couple buildings on it, probably a farmhouse and a garage. You can buy that plot if you'd like to use that instead. I believe it comes with field 12. Get a good sip of coffee there. And this looks like a dairy point. Does that turn into a dairy if we buy that? Yeah. Does it turn into a production? No. So if you buy it, it becomes a dairy sell point. That's kind of weird. That just seems odd. Maybe you have to buy the dairy to sell to it. I don't know. Maybe that's intentional. And then here we have the BGA, which is rocking and rolling through here. So there you go. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop out. Let me go ahead and hop into flight mode here. We can take a look around. So yeah, BGA down here. We got our little forest areas, which you can buy. These would be very easy to cut down. Yep, we've got our quarry over here, as advertised with a line point. Got some stone in here. Actually, not a ton of stone in here. I mean, there's plenty, don't get me wrong, but you could definitely go through all that fairly quickly. Over here, got another little kind of farmyard you could buy. A lot of open space. You could plow this, do whatever you wanted to do, put some animals on it. Pretty much anything you want there. Another little farmyard up out over here. Got another field. This field looks intense. Look at that. That's quite the angled field there. And come over here. We'll head down through the center here. Got our animal dealer out there. Got another farmyard out there. A lot of little farmyards you can buy. Did they say how many they were on there? Trying to look. I don't see one on the description. Oh, there are 5 other farms. So, that's great. Okay, then we got kind of our main town area through here. And then we're heading back down. Again, the farmyard dairy that you have to buy to use, and the BGA over there. Now, if we go this way this time, we got some bodies of water and some rice fields that are glitching out a little bit. But, there you go. Yep, anyhow. But the bodies of water are pretty cool over here. I like this. Kind of a nice, neat little thing. And then over here we have... What do we have over here? We have a sawmill, of course, with Noah. The other production we didn't see yet. And then coming up through here, starting farm area. Again, surrounded by water. It just kind of makes me think there's going to be a lot of mosquitoes there, you know? And it's very humid. Could be wrong about that, but... Anyhow, there's a bridge over here. You go across over to the cement factory, so you can do that sort of stuff there if you'd like to. Another farm up here. And that's that. So, yeah. There you go. That is 3 Marias Farm by Agro Capira. So... yeah, if you guys enjoyed this map tour, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.